probably can't use the first part of this video, so I'm going to reintroduce what I'm talking about. There's a lawmaker in Georgia, out of West Cobb, Georgia, who is trying to pass a law that makes it a felony offense for doctors or parents to help a minor have any kind of surgery, but that's not the biggest part. They're trying to make it a felony for them to allow a minor to go on puberty blockers, any kind of hormone, anything like that. Now, being from the trans community, I know I went through puberty, and it was very much so a struggle. I didn't know I could take anything like that. I didn't know it was a process. I was, younger. So what that's going to do is it's going to make these kids have to go through puberty, which in turn, especially for female to male, if you put puberty blockers, if they take puberty blockers, they're not going to grow their massive breasts that they later on are going to have to, what do they call it, mutilate their body to get off. Anyway, so that's a whole nother story. So she's trying to make that an actual felony, not just like a misdemeanor or anything, like a felony. She calls it a form of child abuse, and that it's evolving into a national crisis. She said, "We are talking about children who have not reached the legal age of consent and yet are being subjected to life-altering, irreversible surgeries and drug treatments that render them sterile and permanently disfigured." Okay. She said in the press release, "The psychological damage this does to innocent children must come to an end." It is a national crisis, guys, because like all these kids are like now trans. They're just choosing to be trans now, and the parents are just running, and the doctors are just like, "Oh, he looked at a necklace and put it on. We need to do some transitioning here to a different gender." No, not at all. Especially for me, for example, I had to get a therapy letter, so I had to go to a therapist who had to talk to me about all the risk and side effects, and basically talk me through it to make sure that this is a decision that I want to make, that I'm doing everything I can to make, everything I can to make sure that I have a support group with me going through it, because it's not easy. So she's trying to make a law that makes it a felony for, it's out there, and she's pushing it pretty hard, given it's Georgia. We're still in the Bible Belt, and Georgia is super behind on everything. But now we're trying to go back steps. So not only do we not have any employment protection, because they can fire you for being trans or gay or whatever they want to do. There is no protection for us in Georgia. But now she's trying to make it a felony and make all these kids have to go through puberty and basically tell them how they feel is a sickness. They're not allowed to transition. They're not allowed to be who they are. And it's mind-blowing to me, and I really hope it doesn't pass. I'll leave a link in the description down there, so if you want to go read a little bit more about it. She says some really harsh stuff, so I'm not going to read all of it, but yeah, that's actually a thing that's happening. While we're trying to progress, some people are trying to go backwards, and hope to God that doesn't pass. Obviously I'm over 18, I'm 28. 28. So it wouldn't affect me, but it would affect people who were like me growing up, and it could definitely make their life easier. If they could at least, hormone blockers are not like, hey, let's transition. It's like, hold on, I think something else is going on. Before I make a huge decision, let's hold this up for a second. It's not a national crisis, and it's not a mental illness. Trust us, especially from the trans community. If we had a choice to be cis male or cis female, we promise you we would. But that's not the case, and we don't choose to be trans. It is who we are. We would never choose this life for ourselves. It's difficult. It can be lonely, dangerous. It's a whole lifestyle change that you have to go through the rest of your life, and it's not something that people just choose randomly. So I mean, let me know what you think. Comment down below if there's anything else you want me to talk about. Feel free to message me, and I'll be happy to make videos about it. Also, I'm sorry for being sick and for the sound of my voice. I might be trans, but my voice isn't actually this deep. It's pretty deep, but not this deep. So, until next time, guys.